Hey guys and gals, Scott Garan here, Master Fitness Trainer at Garan Fitness Consulting here in Kent, Ohio. Today I want to talk to the kind of novice lifters that are, maybe coming into the gym a little bit intimidated, trying to figure out, what you need to do. And so we're going to talk about the different modalities of lifting that you can do, from free weights to the machines to cables. I'm not going to talk about biking and treadmills and stuff like that. Those are kind of self-explanatory. But we're going to get down to the nuts and bolts of lifting weights. So the first thing we're going to talk about are free weights. This is where you see the big guys and big girls lifting. They get in here. This is a power rack. You can bench, you can squat, you can do different things out of this power rack. I enjoy free weights best, and that's how I start people out. Also, a set of dumbbells, which you can see behind me here. This free weights, I think, are probably the basic starting point of when you're lifting, because it mimics life. The machines, we'll talk about machines later, but they don't mimic life the way just a big heavy weight is. If you're lifting a box from the floor, it could be a heavy, awkward weight. It could have more weight on one side than the other. And that's what dumbbells and barbells do. Like, we even it out for our lifting, but it's just heavy work. And I think that is the basics of what you should start out with if you're starting a routine. Eventually, and I'm a big believer in chains and stuff like that, we want to add the machines, the cables, that kind of stuff in there. But I think the foundation of your bodybuilding or your lifting routine should be the power rack and dumbbells. So here at Garan Fitness, I have some older Nautilus machines. Now, Nautilus and these machines were designed to kind of trick the body. So I'm going to explain something. Like if I'm doing a dumbbell curl, naturally, when my elbow is at 90 degrees, gravity affects the dumbbells as though they're at the heaviest point. So it's a little lighter here. As I come up, it gets harder. As I come up, it gets a little easier for your body because of the angle of the elbow. Nautilus and a lot of the machines that you're going to see out there in the gyms today have this cambered cam, this offset cam that it's designed to make the lift as heavy at the bottom of the lift as it is at the middle of the lift and it is at the top of the lift. So this is a difference between working with machines and working with free weights. So there's a time and a place to add all of these things into the mix. The next thing we're going to talk about are cables. So here we are in front of some of the cables I have that I use in the gym. And the cables are a great way to add to your lifting routine. And I'm going to explain why. Because the cables, as I explained earlier with the dumbbells, it's lighter here, heaviest here, a little lighter here, but not much. The cables, that weight is the same from here to here. And that's why I like adding cables into the routine. Because, the weight is the weight. Now, the thing with cables is sometimes 20 pounds on the machine might not be 20 pounds because you're using a pulley. So you kind of have to adjust. Like let's say you can do, 10 pull-ups. Well, you might be able to do, 20 pull downs because you're using a pulley. So the weight can be a little different. The only important thing is is that you're recording in your book or your computer or whatever you're using, what you're using at the time. So you can either increase reps or plates. And that's why I like cables, because they really, they change things up from the foundational dumbbells that I think that you need to start out with. So I guess my message tonight is don't overthink it. Weightlifting, a lot of people think too much about it. Just lift heavy. If you're starting out, I suggest, like I said earlier, heavy weights with dumbbells. But don't be afraid to add in machines and cables to, just add to the whole, the experience. You can lighten up the load. Maybe you're going to do heavy dumbbells and then do lighter cables or lighter machine for more reps. Don't overthink this. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. The body needs to adapt to different changes. And when we're working out, that's what we have to do. We have to provide different change. So, some days heavy, some days light. Some days heavy for low reps, some days light for high reps. Don't overthink this. It's not, like I said, it's not rocket science. We can really make a lot of gains, and all my clients make a lot of gains because no two workouts are ever the same. And I suggest you do the same in your routine. And thank you for checking out Garan Fitness Consulting on YouTube and www.garanfitnessconsulting.com for my website.